Alright, so as promised, I told you I would be back for it so I can go ahead and finish the story. You would think after getting called into the first sergeant office that would be enough for me to just sit my ass down and stop completely. But like they said, a hard head makes a soft ass. So yes, I was definitely shook for a while and I sat down and I just wasn't working completely. But then I thought I was slick, so I went back into the clubs. Of course, I was still active duty and boom, I found myself back in front of the first sergeant once again. The first sergeant let me know that I landed back in her office because this time people came forward and she actually had witnesses. None of the witnesses were disclosed, so I pretty much went through a phase where I didn't trust anyone at all. So yes, at this point I was reprimanded. Ended up getting paperwork and I actually was told that I needed to go up against the board. And until that time came, I was placed on a control roster. This was one of the most humbling experiences that I ever faced. You absolutely cannot get out here fucking with these people government, y'all. I'm not gonna get too deep into my punishments or my discharge, but I will say when it comes to the government, ain't nobody really bigger than the program. Once I was officially out, yes, I did return to the club. At this time, I returned as a bartender instead of an actual midnight ballerina. During that period, I was a full-time student, busting out homework in the day, hustling in the clubs at night, all the way up until I obtained my bachelor's degree in healthcare administration. Once I met the goal, I walked away from the club and really didn't look back. What I can say though is this is a lesson for everyone who is in the military. Definitely got to be mindful of the decisions that you make and don't take nothing for granted. If you've never been military, you may be wondering why this is a punishable offense. The main reason is because anytime that you're active duty, you are supposed to report to your chain when you do have a second job. It makes sense to do this because you definitely don't want your soldiers out here working in a fucking strip club. In a nutshell, the girl who snitched on me, I never end up speaking with her again. I took this situation as a lesson and I learned from it. And now life is the greatest that it's ever been. Y'all know what to do in the comments.